Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. For the Grue Rume Show today, I got a very awesome guest, an actor, and he's been around for a little bit, and he was in one of my favorite shows. I love the show. It's called Guiding Light. Guiding Light has been off the air for a while now, but I'm a huge fan of the show. It was the show that me and my mom always bonded with. Like I would be in school, she would be at work, but we would always spend that 1 hour a day to go home and watch Guiding Light together. So this show means a lot to me. And Justin Diaz played one of the main characters of Guiding Light, Buzz Cooper, and I'm really looking forward to talking to Justin about Guiding Light and about his other stuff. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Rume Show. And my interview with Justin will be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Room, and as always, my gruelings. Welcome to my nightmare. So stay tuned and let's have a guiding light. All
Oh,
right,
it's
buddy.
recorded.
It's recording.
Fantastic. The last one of these I did was live. I'm still peeing in my pants about that. So good. Then you can, all right.
Yeah, this isn't live. It's
Okay.
just
Oh,
recording a video. It's not live at all, I promise. So
did
the,
you ever see My Favorite Year with Peter
the
O'Toole? Oh, you
no.
have to see it. And he's like, he finds out that they're going to be doing it live on stage. He says, I'm not an actor. I'm not an actor. I'm a movie star. He's terrified. And I'm too
Well,
old to like drink a bottle of vodka and then think I can, I think I'm wonderful. But so you're stuck.
it's all good.
Good luck, Rocco. I'm rooting for
No,
you. I
no
hope you have a career
problem.
after this, but
It's 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 great. You're really funny. So I'm
I
really
mean, ask the people that
enjoying
work
this.
with me. They all thought they had careers. They did like 5 scenes with me, and that was it. They were all going great. I mean, there are tons of like women that were very talented that are like, washing their kitchen floors right now and going like, "What happened?" And it was me, and I wasn't. With that effortlessly, I ruined their careers.
Oh no, that's not good.
No,
So I guess the first question I want to start out asking you
it's
is a
about the Eagle.
typical question. Is basically like what drew you to that world to want to act?
Um, well, I just had a thing. It's. I'm trying to figure out this stuff so it doesn't sound pretentious, and there's no way around it. That it is sound pretentious. What I would never said I'm going to be an actor. I thought I was going to be an NBA star. Like
Oh,
I'm 5'6.5", and I was going to be dunking out. But I was very interested in Shakespeare, so I read a lot of it. But I don't know why I did that, And I get like records of Olivier and Richardson and all those people listen to records, and I saw people didn't like it at the time, but I saw Olivier's Othello. There's a whole
hmm.
racial thing, a problem with that thing, but the 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 transformation was it's so incredible to me as a kid. Sitting in the theater with everybody laughing at him, thinking it's stupid. I'm going, oh my God, he just changed into such a supernatural power. You could be somebody else. And I think I was like 13, 14 at the time, something like that. And I don't know about you, but at 14, I wanted to be anybody else. So giving me the power
True.
to like go ahead and like be somebody else would be just fantastic. And I think that's what kind of like, and mom saw that and she said, she saw, I'd already proven to her that I had no potential in any other direction. Like, I wasn't going to be a success in business. I didn't know anything about math. I didn't remember anything. You know, I was about this far from being a vegetable. So
Oh my God.
yeah, I was like, so and then I started, I got knocked out of, I was wrestling and I was on a wrestling team and I
Oh, nice.
pectoral ripped out of something like that. So I saw the cute girls were in a place called the Green Room. And so I go, oh my gosh. I said, how do you get into here? And they said, well, you have to be in a play. And I go, well, really, how do you do that? And then, you audition for it. Then I got the lead in this play. and it was really, really a good play. And then that was the start of it. And then I ended
Oh,
up,
wow.
my dad wanted me to, definitely didn't want me to be an actor, and he didn't think I had much potential, but he made me go to William and Mary, right? And I went, okay. And they had a brilliant, it's like Glenn Close and the tons and tons of like really good actors come out of that, but tiny school. And that was it, so it was really,
Damn.
yeah. So I kind of, well, I liked it, I wish I had another life to get it right, but
Well, I think
I
you
have
did
ideas now.
well.
I have ideas. I mean, actually, I have a good friend that's direct. Well, he's dead now, but he's directed me in a couple of things like Dracula and Guys and Dolls. No, it was another one. Oh, it was um, Anna and the King. What's that? King and I. And I would like go to him like 15 years later and say, I should have tried this with that scene. He go like, you tried it. It didn't work, stupid. So, in retrospect, we're all brilliant, right?
Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, you must have did something right. Like you were in As the
Nothing.
World Turns and Guiding Light. You won multiple
And
awards
where are
for
they
both
now?
shows.
That's
And
Guiding Light and As the World Turns. Where are they? I killed them. Actually, I'm not only good at that, I killed theaters. I killed entire theaters. I would be there, and that would be like the last season they did, and they would like be good for 40 years, having
oh
the
my
top thing like that.
God.
And I would go there, and they would be closed the next year.
I was telling you before we came on here that Guiding Light is like that show like really means a lot to me. It was a show that I loved watching growing up. Me and my mom would watch it. I would be in school, she would be in work, and we would always like come together to watch Guiding Light for the hour. And when you first came on the show, of course, you're Buzz on the show, and Buzz was like kind of a re rebel at first, like he marched to his own beat, and then later on he became the loving dad. Then
Yeah, well, they had a great writer named Pat Mulcahy. Well, they had a lot of really good writers, but he was like really brilliant, and he write all this
Mhm.
crazy, wonderful, and great dialogue. And then he said he was going to leave, and I went, no, you can't leave me like this, because And I said, just make me something normal, okay? And then he said, really? I said, yeah, really. So that's how that came about. And of course, everybody was like going, like, your acting is terrible, Justin. Just take it down. I mean, good friends. I did the Dallas Shakespeare Festival with Bill Rourke. Who's a really wonderful guy and wonderful
Mhm.
actor. And he took me aside, like, said, Justin, it's television. It's a camera thing. You could just make a little gesture, a little look will do it all. You don't have to. You could, Justin, think about it. And I never got it, but Bill tried.
well, well, I did love on Guy and Light the relationship, the ups and downs of Buzz and Jenna. And
Oh, she's wonderful. Yeah.
oh my God, like that story was so good from start to finish. And Jenna lived on the edge too. She was a thief and everything. But I think like Jenna was like the one true love of Buzz. And how was it like for you the journey and the marriage and everything else of Buzz and Jenna?
That was something else, really. I had never like done that. Well, like you've been through, you watched it. I mean, it's the kind of thing with that where you have years and years and years and years and years. Like, I mean, Frank Dukopoulos, for instance, by my son, was like,
Yeah.
I had a character like 30 years long. I mean, you'll never see it again, I don't think, ever. And it kind of like gets in everybody's bones. For Fiona was like a dream. I mean, there's just she just was great and too easy to work with. And so it was really kind of wonderful. And she would like invest everything in it. And
Oh
I
wow.
was trying to squirm out of it some way, like when she got off the thing, she died. And she said,
Yeah.
you better grieve for me really badly. You should I want you to be tortured as long as you can. I went, yeah, I will, Fiona. And I adored her, but I went, I'm not going to. Then I can shed one tear for that. And then they have these scripts like everybody's saying, Buzz is crying, he's weeping, he's doing all this stuff. I go, oh, well, what can I do? they're having to say all this stuff. I can't go in there smirking, and
Oh yeah.
so yeah. But they were all great. I mean, all these. I mean, start off. Actually, I had like horrible times with well, because mostly I was like stage before that stuff,
Yeah.
and somehow they got just women that just loathed me, and they were like, it was really horrible. And I thought, this is just, I'm doomed. This is my destiny. And that was Margaret on my wife. Now she's a big star,
Hmm.
but she was back then. She was so bloody talented. And then I thought, oh, this could be good. And then after that, I got tons and tons, like Patty Darbenville, Jean Carroll. I mean, they were all just terrific people. And oh
Oh,
my, Tim Zimmer.
and I mean, being doing the show, like the whole relationship of Buzz and Jenna. Do you have a mo moment of Buzz and Jenna that like stands out to you the most? Like a moment that you love doing the most?
Oh gosh. Now you see, I should have thought about that. I'm sure there are a ton of them. No, I mean, I really mean it. Um, oh God, there were so many. I'm sorry. I'm trying to piece it all together. It was very funny actually when I came up when it just started out. She was like,
Hmm.
this. I'll show you how I can ruin somebody's career. She was having a brilliant time with Michael Zaslow, who's the big star of the show, and they had this, he was a dazzling, handsome, blah blah blah, and she was this exotic, beautiful English lady, and so they had this thing going on, and I can remember once Michael Zaslow was, he we're for some reason Jen and I were having dinner someplace, and because he was in the bathroom, and I guess I got over to her table, and he said, "Well, you're in my chair. That's my chair." And I picked up the chair and handed it to him. It was like they had to cut that because he cracked up, but it was stuff like that stuff, and Jen and I just sort of hit it off. And she was just she threw everything. She threw herself into stuff, and that's always
Oh yeah.
you know.
Yeah, yeah, she was great. Like I remember like the scenes when Jenna was pregnant with Coop, and she left, and she didn't tell Buzz, of course, that Coop was hers, and well, I mean that Coop was his until later on, and all those things were like amazing, like the whole relationship of Buzz and Jenna.
Oh, I know. I'm sure that. Well, Joe just over here. He just told me it was his son earlier, about 15 minutes ago, and I was like surprised. So, and Coop he was a terrific actor, that guy. But
Yeah.
well, all of them were. I mean, it's all. I mean, they had Larry Gates on the thing, and Kim and Robert, and then you have like Ron Raines and
Yes.
Peter Simon, and there are the characters that were offset were incredible.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Uh,
Peter Simon was like, Ron Raines is like the nicest guy in the world. I mean, he comes and leaves chocolates. I mean, he's like, have you ever heard him sing?
Yes, I actually did hear that. I was shocked. That was like Al,
The hairs on
Alan
the back of your neck.
Spaulding, you
He
know?
was like he's one of the greatest voices I've ever heard in my life. And
Yeah.
oh, this is funny. I don't know if I ever told this, but anyway, I was doing a scene with Grant Alexander, who's a really good friend and wonderful,
Yeah, Philip.
Phil, yeah, and Ron, I think. And I was going. Ron, he actually did sing "Silent Night" like about a year after that, but he refused to sing. And Grant, who looks like a Greek god, refused to take his shirt off. And I told them they're doing that. They won't do that. And I said, "What do you? The ratings are down. What are you talking about?" And I said, today I have to sing in my underpants. You think are you guys care about the show? You won't sing, you won't take your shirt off, so it's me. I'm singing, and I'm going to be naked in front of the camera. I don't think this bodes well for our future, guys.
Oh my God, that's fun. I,
So there was a whole bunch of stuff like that, but a great group. I mean, a really great group.
The way you you were with Ron on set, like I mean, watching the show, Buzz and Alan Spaulding hated one another, like they were constantly fighting, and but eh, like how was that relationship with you and Ron? Like it's hard to believe that Ron was this super nice guy when he was like Alan
Oh, he was a
Spaulding and
super nice
everyone wanted
guy.
to
He's
kill
like,
him.
oh, well, one time we were doing a location scene someplace, and I was supposed to take a swipe at him. And I was very proud of myself that I was very good at stage things, fights like that, that I would never hurt anybody and I could make it look good and all that. And I don't know, I guess I just one of those things where you just got older and you didn't notice it. And I actually hit him. And so you'll see some of the worst acting in your life. You know, I'm going like, I want to say I'm sorry, but he doesn't want another take. He's going to be just keep acting. And so, you know, so we had fun. And of course, I recognized from him because I come to the stage and just doing stage stuff from into soaps and stuff like that. And so I had to have other actors explain to me because I tried to put it in my hard drive, you know, like
Mhm.
you would a play. So you'd say it
Yeah.
over and over and over and over and over again until it's like in your bones, right? Well, you do like, you know, 60, you do 90 pages a day every week for weeks, you know, for years. You can't do, you know, I guess you can. And Ron was doing that, you know, putting all that work into it. And so I got to see him doing that and I went, oh my God, that's torture. I was there, you know.
Oh
And
my God.
well, of course, then he got to be I love Ron when he. Do you remember? I don't know if you saw it when he was had some sort of dementia.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was brilliant at that, wasn't
Yes, definitely,
he?
definitely.
Yeah. And they were like
I
they were such
I
sweet.
think when he had that, that was when like Buzz and Alan were actually like on the same page, like they were friendly with one another, and that was when I think that was when he was like he was getting around Beth Elder's Harley, and he was
Well,
like nicer
Harley maybe
nicer to
nobody got
her.
around Sellers, so not Ron and me, anybody. But yeah. I think we were. I think well, we just had a natural affection for each other, so I think it came out. That's they start writing that stuff. They start seeing it somehow, and you don't know it's there. And I got a big kick out of them. You know, like Grant. Well, I mean, like almost everybody I worked with. I liked them. I loved them all.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like you're like Buzz and Harley and Frank and Coop, like that was all great, and it took a while for Buzz to get get to that point, but then he became like this loving dad, and he had like a really good relationship with Frank and Harley and Coop, and
Yeah. Well, the funny thing about that, I've been I talked to other actors on soaps. I don't know if it happens any other place, but like if you have love scenes with somebody or you're married to somebody or something like that, you don't think of them as your girlfriend or your wife. I mean, I don't know about other people, but you don't do that. They're actors and you have, you know, you do your thing. But somehow with kids, when they make them your kids and you're working with them for a while, and if they're good actors, and then these guys all of them were, you really think of them as your kids. And I had to ask somebody, said, I think I'm weird because I'm really thinking of Frank as my son, my God, you know, and but you do. And I said, yeah, we have the same thing, you know, and it's not any other relationship but that. And I think it's probably only on soaps, I think it
yeah.
happens. I don't, maybe it does at other places, but
Well, I mean, you're with with them from like 5 days a week, like every week through holidays and everything, right?
yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, like early in the morning till late, you know, early the next morning.
Wow.
Um, yeah. So it's a lot of that stuff, a lot of being in the trenches with somebody, but it was like, it was mostly joyful. So if you saw happiness and contentment, I mean, not many people were unhappy,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and they were like really, I mean, you know, like it's Jerry Verdorn and it just and Kim Zimmer and Robert Newman, all these people were like just great. And Larry Gates, I mean, my God, one of the best actors you'll ever see. And Jordan Clark, I mean, my Jordan Clark is like, and he could memorize. He didn't have to. He had like photographic memory. I've never met anybody that had that before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, you could give him the phone book, and you know, he could start off. You know, he have the whole thing. And he swore
Wow.
he never used it, but I think he did. He'd look at the script once and that was it. You go like, oh, they should pay you less, you know? I thought,
Right? Yeah. And another good thing about the show that I love was the the whole relationship and friendship with Buzz and Reva. And like
oh,
I I I believe like the first time that Buzz saw Reva was when she didn't know who she was. She was Amish and living on like an
oh,
Amish
right.
island. And I think that's when Buzz like first saw her and he didn't know that was Reva.
Yeah, well, I kind of screwed that whole thing up. It actually, I think it was actually a neat storyline, but she's like, I mean, Kim Zimmer's a big star. And so, but as a second kind of backstory, kind of, like a background storyline, the idea, like, that I was like in love with her, but
Yeah.
she couldn't be in love with me. She was in love with somebody else. And, that happens in real life. And so what do you do with it? And then because that was kind of like in the thing. And I screwed it up because, I mean, one of the first scenes we had, I don't know, for some reason, I don't know why I get these things in my head, but I don't think her husband ever forgave me for it. I grabbed her on the bar and threw her in the bar and then shoved her the length of the bar, like with her head knocking all the bottles and everything off, and kissed her. And I went, oh, so I think that, and that I did stupid things like that. And kind of, I think, because Robert Newman, who was like her thing, but patted me on the back.
Well, yeah,
He said,
Josh.
I think you guys really could have been okay. And I went, yeah, I think we could have, but yeah. But Kim's a great person. She's really nice.
Oh yeah. But because Buzz and I mean Reva finally got her mind back and saw that Josh moved on with Annie, and then Buzz was trying to move on from Jenna because that's when Jenna left.
Yeah.
And Buzz and Reva, since they were both alone and their partners were with other ones, they decided to fill that void and get married. But
I
do you,
kind of
do,
love that. I never did it right. I mean, she really was very good at it because she was like, looked at me and tried to explain, like without hurting my feelings that she liked
Mhm.
attention and like the take care, like, and like the love coming out, but she couldn't return it. She
Yeah,
would try, but she couldn't do it. And I thought, that's really neat. That's,
yeah.
I mean, because you're not living it. You're just, when they say cut, you're finished with it.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah.
if you're the poor schmuck that actually living the thing, that'd be horrible.
I know, right?
But
Because I mean, Reva's heart was always with Josh, and no matter who they were with, like it was always Reva and Josh. That's why when the show ended, it ended with them two driving off together.
oh, is that how it ended? I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, I had like really bad hip things going on and spine things going on then, so I was getting
Oh no.
ortho shots all the time. So it was like I didn't, but it
Oh
was great
wow. Okay.
at the time.
Damn. That one of the most like emotional scenes though, because you was definitely when Jenna dies in Buzz's arm when she's in the car
Oh yeah,
accident. Oh my God, like that, like how do you get ready to do a scene like that? Like that doing something like that where your wife is dying in your arms, like that's
I
crazy.
don't. The thing is I didn't. There was like a jump I wanted to make, like about a 10-foot thing, and they kept on putting things there, so I killed myself. So I had to jump on the car and something else to get there. I just you have to with something like that. If you plan it like act it all out, it's not going to
Hmm.
come out quite right. So you gotta she was such a reliable, wonderful doing stuff that you just like let it affect you. It was the same thing like when Coop died.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
was another scene that was real
I mean,
sad.
just overcome by it, and you hope that it works out. But if you try to, I mean, they're better actors. Marlon Brando and stuff like that probably figure out how to do it, but not me. So I did. So that was it. That was how that happened. It's all that because I think with other shows, even when you're in a play for a long time, you have it. They build it up with a soap opera. They build the whole thing up for so long that you actually kind of in a way live it. So you have that you know, where it's like, you know, like, you know, Christian Bale has to come up with that stuff all by himself. But I didn't, thank God.
And you mentioned the when Coop died, Coop was Buzz's son, and that whole thing was so sad. Like, but like Coop was having an affair with Beth because Beth was married to Alan, and
Yeah.
she wanted to leave Alan, and Alan had something to do with Coop's death. And Buzz had to be the one that actually pulled the plug on his own
Oh,
son.
I couldn't. I kept on. The whole thing was so tough
Ooh.
to do. Yeah, I mean, I like I'd never do it, but I went up to the director just one take. Don't tell me to do this one more time. It's just,
Mhm.
you know, that was really rough. And he was so
Yeah.
John was so he's such a sweet guy.
Well, I mean, that was
Really
rough.
great at
That
it.
was rough for the fans to watch. Like Buzz in tears, like pulling the plug on his son.
Oh, geez, I don't even want to think about it. Yeah, it was really horrible.
Yeah. And I think like one of the craziest storylines. I don't know if you remember this one when they thought Reva was dead and they cloned Reva and Buzz was trying to cover it up too.
I didn't know that, but oh, I forget the actor's name. Remember, there was a doctor in it. The guy that played doctor, a really good actor, but I think he had the toughest job in the history of theater or anything else ever. He had, and I don't know why they did this. I mean, they do this on soap operas. The guy had to come on and explain how you could clone somebody and age them so that they're like, you know, the same age, you know, and he had, and it was the most preposterous thing in the world. Now you think, well, once they got through it one time, somebody else could explain it to somebody else and then just go from there. But this poor guy, I mean, he deserves you know, a Nobel Prize for it, really. And he would like go bravely every day and really give it a good shot. And you know, I went, oh my God, how does he do that?
Hmm.
I forget. And has since become, I think, a pretty well-known actor.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him in movies and stuff like that, and he's really good.
Wow. Yeah, because that whole storyline was crazy because I think that was around the time when Reva was looking for her sister that she didn't know she had, and Buzz helped her find the sister, and I think it was around that time. Yeah.
Well, you know, come on. That's, you know, 76.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you look good for your age.
Oh, I don't say it. I can actually see myself in the corner there, and it's just, you know, it's these kind of things. I'm thinking about it. I'm going, you're just basically dying. You know, like one, you know, your fingernails fall out of one hand, and then your hip doesn't work, and your teeth are falling out, and then your eyes, you can't see anything, and you can't hear anything, and you pretend to hear things. You know, so it's just you're falling apart. That's all.
Ugh.
But it's a good excuse.
Hey,
Nobody buys it out here, but it's a really good excuse.
I I mean, if like your wife is calling you, you could just say I didn't hear you, you know?
Ah, no, I never tried that. I do have some teeth left, and I want to keep them as long as I can. No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Yeah. And and towards the end of the when the show was ready to go off the air, like one of the relationships that I never saw coming was Buzz and Lillian, and like their
Oh my God!
relationship and
Yes,
getting
those
married.
guys
Like I
are
never
great.
saw that coming.
Oh my, yeah. I never saw it coming either. And the ones with Margaret Say too. I mean, the Marcia Say, but Tina Sloan is just she's just terrific. She is a great gal. And from a whole, I mean, I didn't know Tina before then. I mean, everybody does. I mean, she's like, my God, she's connected all over the bloody world, for God's sakes.
Hmm.
And after she got off the thing, she must have been doing a movie a week, you know, a major movie. She was doing tons of stuff. Yeah,
Oh my God, really?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I mean, if you ever want, you know, people just say that live. I think it was Grant was telling me, and I didn't even know this, that his wonderful wife Sherry was having some sort of she had to go to the hospital, And he told Tina, I guess they're good friends, and didn't say anything to help me or anything like that. Next thing he knew, she was in the Greta Garbo suite in Lenox Hill Hospital. Apparently, they have a whole suite. There was like Greta Garbo was the last person in it, and that's when Tina just two words to somebody, and there she was. So,
Oh my God.
but she was a lot of fun.
Nice. And when you found out, being on the show for as long as you were, and finding out that they're pulling the plug on it, like how did you and the cast feel about that? Like, because you guys like all you spent holidays together, and five, like I said, 5 days a week together, and
Yeah.
how did it feel to know like that was going to be gone?
Well, they're actors, and so they know that it could be tomorrow, it could be the last day. I think it was nostalgic. I think everybody felt
Mhm.
that's too bad. You know, there's a lot of. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, you think about some of those people that were on there for like most of their lives, for God's sakes. I mean, when are you going to see that?
Exactly.
Playing those characters, and they're all intertwined and stuff like that. Um, it's kind of well, because I still see some. Frank Nicopolis has called me up the other day, and oh my God,
Oh, really?
yeah. And I talked to him, and but like Ron Raines and Peter Simon, who's like one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet, as an actor. But I talked to them, and there's still a lot of fondness there. So what you see, I think, is real.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I was gonna ask that, like, if you still keep in touch with any of the people from the show.
Yeah, if I can, and I mean, I haven't talked to like Fiona in a long time, and I hope she's doing great. But last time I saw her, she looked the same. My God, and yeah, I wonder about them. Sometimes I go to their websites because they have most of them, like Kim Zimmer has her own website and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't. They look at them like once a year, I think, because they're going, "What are you guys doing?" And I'm having my second child. Well, that was like 50 years ago, for God's sake. But so I'd like to know. Have you any of those guys? Like Kim
No,
or something?
like I think Kim. I think she's doing plays,
She's doing what?
theater. I'm pretty sure she's doing that now.
What? I'm sorry. I'm.
Oh
So,
no,
what did you?
I think
What was?
she's. I think she's doing like different plays, like
Oh, okay. Yeah.
theater work. Like I'm pretty sure that's what she's doing now, Kim. And I like the Josh, what the actor Josh that played
No,
Josh. Like I don't know. I'm not sure what he's doing.
he's doing a lot of theater. I know.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, and Kim was fearless. I mean, she was doing. Remember, she was doing Gypsy one time, and I said, well, because Gypsy's like Hamlet, but with songs. I've said that
Yeah,
long
yeah.
part is like forever. And she was going. I said, so, man, how are you doing the lines? Because she's going to be up there doing it like in 2 weeks or something like that. She said, oh, I've got a couple of songs. I went, oh my, but she pulls it off. I don't know how.
Oh, wow.
She's
So,
fearless.
yeah, because with next week I'm actually interviewing Crystal, the
Oh, Crystal. Oh my
Olivia.
God. Say
Yeah,
hi.
yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. I got her on the show for next week.
Oh God. She's so nice and has lips like they're futons. She's just. I mean, I felt sorry for her. I remember one time I came in no place because we had like a little thing in the
Yeah,
show,
yeah. I
and
remember that buzzing
and then they
Olivia.
had us in bed, and I felt so sorry for that lady. She was so sweet and nice. I went, could you mind if I get in here? She was very nice. Crystal's really great. She's a very nice person.
Oh, nice.
I think she's out in California now.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Oh,
I think
wow.
well, she had like her own, I think, show. It was on the internet somehow. Man,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how this works. So I know, but she was doing a show that she started, and
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember that whole thing with Buzz and Olivia, and then and Buzz's son Frank got involved. He fell in love with Olivia, and
Oh,
it
right.
turned in.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I was going to fight about it, I think, at the bar one time or something like that.
Yeah,
Oh God, yes, we did. Oh God. Yeah, he's such a, he's like a big, he's like, twice my size. And I had to fight him. And I said, Frank will like throw himself into stuff. I said, Frank, look, we're not going to fight. Really. We're acting this thing. So I had to figure some way to keep myself safe, like jump on his back and hold as long as till they said cut or something like that. So I had to figure out a whole strategy just for me to survive. Because Frank was like, yeah, I'm going to be okay. But I knew he was going to kill me if I was like, right. So totally forgot that scene.
yeah, that was something like the whole fight between father and son over
Oh my God.
Olivia.
Oh, that's funny.
And I love how like how Buzz like he always had a diner or a coffee shop,
Yeah.
and that I used to love those things, like watching the show, and Buzz is the owner of a diner, and the people all come in and sit there, and it was just nice to see like Buzz always was
I
like
never
in
saw it. I
charge
never
of
watched
stuff.
the thing. So that felt neat though. Like it was like a little tranche de vie kind of thing. So yeah, I thought that was neat too. I don't remember seeing that it's kind of like your little, what was that one with the bar with Ted, was it Ted Danson and all that stuff, like
Oh yeah, cheers,
Cheers.
cheers.
Yeah, I mean, that's not Cheers, of course, but I mean, it's that kind of feeling, right?
Yeah,
Happened sort of accidentally, I think.
yeah. And do you remember when Buzz got accused of killing Philip? But Philip wasn't dead, as we know, because he wound up coming back.
No, I have no memory of that at all.
Yeah, that was fun too. But Grant actually seemed really fun to work with.
Who?
Grant Philip
Grant. Oh, yeah.
Grant.
Grant's
Yeah,
a lot. He's game for anything. Yeah, he's a lot of fun to work with. Yeah, I was very happy when he came back.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Have you
And
talked to
I
him?
no Grant. I haven't gotten like I I remember reaching out to someone on his team, but then they never got back to me.
Because he's in Virginia now, but he has a place in New York, so he comes back and forth. And if I'm lucky, I get to see him. Uh,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
yeah, but he is a lot of fun. He's very smart about all this stuff too. I mean, actually, if you talk to him, he'll actually
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. You know, because some of this stuff for me feels like a new subject.
But the Beth Eller's like the one who played Harley. Like I don't think she's done anything since the show, right?
I don't know what Beth.
Yeah, like I don't ever remember seeing her in anything other than Guiding Light. Yeah.
Well, she's a wonderful actress, but she's one of those people who didn't like me very much. So I don't. But I hope she was doing great.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm a big horror movie fan too, and I saw like you dabbled
Who?
into the horror films, scary films.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
You dabbled in it, like you did a couple like scary movies, right?
Yeah, but it's supposed to be. Yeah. Oh, those are fun. Actually, I have a fun. No, it wasn't Tales from the Dark Side. It was another one with the guy that did Freddy. That
Freddy,
guy.
yeah.
That guy. They did a TV thing, and I was he's the bad guy, but I was the bad guy in this thing, and it was a lot of fun because the producer's a really great guy, and I guess I got to meet the guy, the Freddy guy, but my sister-in-law, who's a lovely person, was staying with us in Santa Monica, and so at the end of the thing, I get my brains blown out, and so they
Oh,
did all the makeup and stuff like that. So I really had a hole here and then a big hole here with my brains hanging out, And I went, and they said, "Well, you got to get out of makeup now." I said, "No, no, I want to go home like this." And so I went home. And Lorna was there, and it was just her there. And I came in there. I said, "Hi, Lorna." We talked for 20 minutes, and she didn't. And I said, "Lorna, did you see anything different about me?" She went, "Oh my gosh." So that was, yeah, I've done those things. I don't quite understand them, but and I don't like to watch them either. I mean, they're either funny or
Yeah.
they scare me, and I don't like either. So
What was there any horror films you actually watched? Like, did you ever watch like a horror film?
well, one I did like was it's a really old one. They did a remake of it, Nosferatu,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's a silent movie, and that's really
Mhm.
scary.
It
And
is. It is. I saw that. Yeah.
yeah, and there are other ones too. I mean, I really can't think of them, but they're the ones that aren't really horror films, but there are scary stuff. I mean, remember that one that Michael Shannon did. It's a true story about that killer, a hired killer. I forget the name of it, but it's
Mhm.
just that, and I mean, and he plays it so well. It's just like, oh my god,
Oh wow, nice.
I don't like being left feeling like this. That
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
but
And
zombies. Who cares? Like robots. I don't.
that's being done too much now. Like every movie comes out as a zombie, or if they want to do like a horror show, they put zombies in. Like the zombies are played out now. Like they overkill them. Like the zombies aren't everything.
Well, they say they're. I think my other son Sam, his girlfriend uh, loves them. Can't get
Oh,
enough of them.
really?
So I think, and I realized that there's a huge market for them. So
No, I mean a lot of people do. Yeah.
I think when you actually believe it for 5 seconds that somebody's in danger, something like that, then it's really. But I'm not. I'm too old. I mean, I used to laugh at my mother because she wanted everybody to be good looking and for there to be nice scenery around and stuff like that. I said, "Mother, come on, let's watch some Tennessee Williams or some Brando stuff." And no, I hate that. That's stupid stuff. And now I'm the same way. I want somebody, pretty people, like in the Riviera,
Yeah,
talking
yeah. And what about songs? Like what kind of songs do you like listen to? Music.
songs. Oh, I kind of
Hmm.
stopped at Cole Porter, but I like, I go all the way up to the Doobie Brothers. But man, the stuff now. Although I hear some of the things now, and they're really groovy. I mean, really wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, that there are some really talented singers and stuff like that. I mean, the grunge thing and the punk thing and rap.
Yes.
I mean, I'd like try to like everything, but but now they have, I'm much more like a melody kind of
Oh, all
orient,
right. Okay.
Gershwin and all that stuff.
Nice, nice. And
Well,
I know.
it's really actually bad because those are all love songs. It was like my era, that era before me that I was living, all that. You got to be in love. You got to be in love. Women. So I think about women all the time, and love, love, love. So you brainwash yourself with that, and then go out in reality. Didn't work out that way.
Yeah, 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 no, no, and you go into the real world and you find out that it's not
No,
like
no,
like that.
I'm not real world anyway.
And I know you're a big sports fan because we were talking about sports before we did the
Sports,
recording.
yeah,
Sports.
martyr. I'm a Jets fan.
Okay, okay.
No, okay, okay. I mean, I mean,
I,
I couldn't believe how could anybody hate the Jets? I mean, butt fumbles and stuff like that. I mean, they're funny. They're the Harlem Globetrotters of and I mean, they're the
Harlem
bottom of the league
Globetrotters.
all the time, and people hate us, and we kind of hate ourselves after a while, but. So now that's why I kind of adopted Kansas City. Who you guys might kill next week because Patrick Mahomes, and they're good.
Yeah.
Because my
Uh,
children who felt sorry for me would sit and watch the Jets for like 20 years and more than 20 years. And, can you imagine doing that to your own children?
I mean,
You had the Eagles, for God's sake. So they go, they've been up and down, but they've been up, and they
they
are.
they've been up now, but they've been down like for a lot. And
Well, even when they were down, I mean, I remember Sonny Jurgensen. That was way before you were born. He was he had a great. You ever know who he is?
yeah, yeah.
He had like back then. He had a big gut. I didn't know how he fit under the center. When he was getting under center, I thought that must be odd for both of them there because
Uh,
I don't know where they put the ball for one thing, but when he centered it. But he was terrific, and that Jurgensen and McDonald was the show. Sonny Jurgensen to winners. So yeah, the Eagles have been great.
yeah, like they really have been doing well now, and but like I was telling you before, the Eagles and Chiefs is going to be like a really good game. That's going to be tight.
I
Like
hope so. I
whoever
hope it
wins
is.
is going to be tight.
Well, if Mahomes is on and the defense is really playing really up to it, I mean, that's kind of like if they lift their game, which they seem to be able to do, they stand a chance.
Yeah, and
Because these are all mean hound dogs on the defensive side. My God,
oh yes, oh
they'll tap
yes.
you and then eat you afterwards. So that's really. And then they got the Saquon, all those guys, Uh,
Well,
so, but
I mean, it seems like Taylor Swift brings the Chiefs luck, right?
yeah, that must be so weird for both of them. I mean, that's the weird anyway. I mean, I do you know anything like I don't know any parallel thing where they, you know, I mean, I guess Giselle with Tom Brady, but somehow
Yeah,
he wasn't in his games, and you know, I mean, my God, Taylor Swift is like it's half the thing when the Chiefs play. Is
I
she
know
here?
she's
Is she
always
there?
there. Like she's
Yeah,
always there. It's crazy.
that's fantastic. And
Yeah,
Kelsey, I mean, my God, look at them actors, Jason Kelsey and Travis. My God,
I
they're
know.
already movie stars for God's sakes.
I know. They went from sports to film.
Really, thank God I got
Exactly.
in when you didn't have to do that. I mean, now you have to be like a top-notch quarterback to get a show.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I mean, Tom Brady could be on Broadway doing Hamlet tomorrow if he wanted to be.
If he wanted to, yeah,
He could
yeah.
probably sell out. Yeah.
And I guess the last thing I will ask you is are you working on anything new or
No, I'm kind of like been down. I did a few like really bad movies and for I'd love to. I'm not sure about memorizing anymore. I had a friend. I'd love to do plays. I mean, I would love right now to do a play, and maybe I can. Maybe that's in the future someplace if I can. Um, uh, but no, I haven't auditioned. I haven't auditioned in decades now.
oh, okay,
Uh, I,
okay.
I did a few like independent movies, like about 4 or 5 of them,
Oh,
and
nice.
had chances to do other things, but
Awesome.
love to do.
Awesome. Okay.
I've heard some of the people like Frank saying. I think Frank was saying that he was talking about doing what I can't believe. The soap opera, they're really tough. You know,
I it sems it, yeah, because
I
you
mean,
you
all
have a
this.
lot of lines to learn.
Remember Samantha Egger was going to be on Santa Barbara, and they hired her, and they sent her the scripts for the week. She sent her one script, and she looked at the thing and said, "Well, am I supposed to do this in a week? Oh, that's just on Monday." And she called up her agent, and that was it. And I mean, any sane person would say the same thing, you know. So,
That's a lot of work. That really is.
so how are you going to be? The Chiefs against the Eagles, and
I mean,
I'll actually think of you
of
when
course,
I'm
living in
thinking you on this.
Philly, of course, living in Philly, I'm pulling for the home team, but
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
great. I mean, I
This is
always
going to be a
pictured like
tight game.
a Eagles fan with like, fangs and stuff like that, and they couldn't smile, and so it's nice. I can think of you and think, well, there's one of them there. There's one
There's
human.
one person in Philly that's not a
There's
nut.
one. Right.
Yeah, the Philly fans give nice people like me a bad rap.
Yes, right. Yeah, if you say you're a Phillies fan, I go, really.
Well, well, thank you so much for
Oh,
this. Like,
thanks for
it
having me.
was so much fun meeting you and talking. Thank you.
And you're my first Rocco, so here we go.
All right, that's what I'm
All
talking
right.
about.
Okay. Take care.
All right, buddy. You too. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.